right. Hello, and welcome to Who's Taking Watch? The Dragon's Might. My name is Brad, and I will continue to be your Dungeon Master for this arc, which is set in Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time. Why don't we go around and introduce ourselves and say who we'll be playing today?
I'm Zach, and I'll be playing Dirk today.
Wow, killed it.
Nice.
I'm Victor, and I'll be playing Lior.
I'm Michelle, and I'll be playing Tal.
And I'm Marty, and I'm playing Paige.
Woo, we did it.
None of us looked at our character sheets.
I know, everyone actually knows their character's name.
I know. I just like to say I definitely heard dirt.
I'm not gonna lie. The closed captioning's probably gonna say dirt. Well,
you dropped the line. You dropped.
Yeah.
It's
Don't be shy.
Yeah, that's his new persona. A lot happened to Dirk last time. He's feeling like dirt, I think, this time. So, for those who are new, welcome. This is a anthology actual play D&D show where we take some of our favorite worlds of fiction, in stories or games or what have you, and we place ourselves as a little D&D adventuring party inside of it. These are non-canonical jaunts into some of our favorite works of fiction. And just happen to be really prone to adventure and the itinerant lifestyle of an adventuring party. For those of you who are new, you can watch the rest of our previous episodes on our YouTube channel, and our next episode will be airing next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And now, real quick before we get back into it, I forgot to mention this at the end of last game, but these guys all leveled up. You guys made it to level 5, and so they've been doing their homework on the side of what to do with their characters, save for rolling hit points, which we're going to do right now, starting not at this side, but at this side.
No!
With you, Martin. Give me a
Get
roll
to
for
25.
Paige.
I've done so well in the
Get
past.
a 1.
Here we
The
go.
beefiest.
Here we go.
Slit your throat in the night.
My lord.
It's a 3, but it didn't touch the side. That's okay.
Okay.
What is that? It didn't touch the side?
For some reason, it's like I need to have it click against the side to feel good about it, but it's a D6, so it doesn't naturally roll.
It would have been a 6 if you hit the side.
I knew it.
All
That's
right.
good. That's good. A 3 is sub.
You have, what's
So
your,
3 for you.
is that a 0 called?
Stop it.
4
4, okay.
plus.
Your
Colin.
Constitution
Yeah.
modifier.
Yeah.
So far we're just below average. This is good. Leor, give me a roll.
Yes, that means I'm going to be above average. 12!
You got it.
You have so much health, my man.
I can't take him down. I
Not
simply
anymore.
can't do it.
He's got more than all of us combined at
Yeah.
this point.
Fight the dark one today.
We'll go to the next one.
That's a lost cause.
That was a lost cause. That was on me. Hiya.
Nice.
Do we get to reroll one?
You do get to reroll once. Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do this.
So don't mess it up.
Absolutely.
Not
get
that
it out
one.
of your
Not
system.
that one.
No, I mean statistically it's less likely to roll a 1 again.
7.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
There
we go.
All right.
Left table, good job. Right table, step it up.
I still realize that that's the highest roll I've had for health.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
You have rolled terrible. Paige is hanging on by a thread at
Yeah.
the best of times.
She has
I feel
pneumonia
like
at
I'm
all
pretty
times.
Average.
Okay, you got to
I've
answer me this.
kind of averaged out.
Are you at
Just
25
above.
health?
Just above.
Just above. That's crazy.
That's tragic.
I almost have 3 times your health.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
We're going to let you process your impending mortality.
All of a sudden, Paige seems like such less of a threat, you know? Like, all of a sudden.
Just think about that while we cut to break and we turn the chapter into the next arc. The next section of our arc. The next page. Who's taking watch? The Dragon's Might. Nailed it! Yeah! So, last time this group met up, you were all making your way northward to the capital city of Jehannah. You were pursuing various different interests that you had, but it was also a convenient occasion because you had attracted the unwanted attention of a group of Children of the Light under the command of one Lord Captain Ken Valey, who seemingly had a bad impression of you after running into you at a tavern further south. Now, you'd been traveling for some time, and at first in good humor, but quickly turning to suspicion amongst each other. Paige and Lior had known each other for some time, and Dirk and Tal had known each other for some time, but as for the connections between those two groups, it was a little dicey. While Dirk and Paige were having a sensible discussion and really rationally at a low volume, being cool and sorting their stuff out, you guys neglected the height of your campfire and were found by some trackers, some outriders from the children. You ran into the forest quickly in the dark of the night and by some miracle found a cave that, although barred from entry with some plant life and some crooked vines, Lior was able to sing his tree song, a gift that he has among his people, and close them up. Having escaped these 8 scouts, you quickly found yourselves in another awful circumstance as the cave collapsed in around you. While you were fumbling in the dark and Dirk was trying to get a better understanding of his companion, adversary, who's to say? You got a little bit loud and awoke a bear. Not only did you have to fight this bear, but quickly this sickly feeling in your stomach started to emerge, and it seemed like parts of the cave were coming alive and attempting to smother you, and almost successfully smothering 2 of you in Paige and Lior. But with some quick thinking and a mighty blow dealt by Dirk, you were able to subdue the rocks and convince the bear that you were not going to come for them anymore. However, this did not mean you were out of the woods. Physically, maybe, but it left you with a lot of questions. What exactly were all your capabilities? And as Tal or Tala posited, why was it that the Dark One's eye had fallen upon you? In another heated exchange, accusations of channeling were leveled at Paige and, alarmingly, at Dirk. It seems that Dirk is not merely running from these White Cloaks that he had an affiliation with in the past, but from much more. Nevertheless, you worked well together and came to a tenuous understanding and went to bed. A long night of cold, restless sleep waited for you all. And come the morning, you all wake up. It is early days, and the sun is not up yet, but any of you who are looking to the sky might get the sense that this may not be a day that the sun makes an appearance. What would you like to do?
There's no time to waste. This is not a morning for chit-chat. We should be on our way.
Let's go.
How's Dirk looking this morning?
I didn't sleep much last night, so I probably got some bags under my eyes. A little wary, but more calm than yesterday. I've had a couple hours to rest, get my wits about me. See, I'm back to my grumpy affect. We're moving.
You guys had the sense that these outriders were probably not going to follow in the same tracks that they journeyed through on their way north, but that it is not inconceivable. And now you're a little bit off the road, and for the sake of travel, you probably don't want to be walking down a rock riverbed the whole way north. But in the interest of keeping ahead of this army behind you, as much as you're all sore and restless from the night that you had last night, you are spurred into moving pretty quickly as you guys pack up camp and set off north for the day.
How close do we plan on getting to the road?
I think as close as we can. They know we're out here. I think now speed is of the essence.
All right. Dirk, are you all right?
Are we moving?
I suppose. Well,
I suppose.
onwards north.
Excellent.
Which way's north, Dirk?
Dirk, make a survival check.
Can I make one too? And I'm thinking kind of point him in the right direction if he's wrong.
Sure, yeah.
Better than I thought it would be.
No,
I don't need help.
I don't know where I'm. pointing.
18.
18.
You should still point, though.
8.
8.
I mean,
You guys have this moment where you say, Dirk, which way is north? And you look at Tal, and Tal looks at you. You both nod and walk off in opposite directions.
Tal.
Yep.
Tell Paige it's this way.
A page. It's this way.
Yeah, it's this way.
There's no one left. All right. Oh, okay.
As we set off, Tal is like, look, if like there's so many of us who can channel, could someone please do something about the cold air?
Paige.
I think she was talking about channelers.
Yes.
So
Didn't
why
you
don't
speak in our head last night?
I believe she's talking about something like a fire blade, maybe something like one of your tricks we saw.
I'm not sure who you're talking about. No one saw anything except apparently you.
You're right. Hopefully we can see it again.
It was meant to be a joke.
It's going to be a rough morning.
A roll for social anxiety.
12.
Oh, that's right in the middle. That's the worst. That's worse. You don't know. You guys start to make your way northward, and this is the weather's been oddly reflective of your moods. You had a bit of a brief reprieve from like the early frostiness, but this is just one of those days that is, you know, a few degrees below zero, if that were a thing that was measured in this world. But there's no snow on the ground, no snow on the horizon, but it's just a windy, cold, hard day.
You must be used to traveling like this, Paige. I mean, that's why the white cloaks are following us, right? Because you accuse everybody of being a channeler?
Is he always like this when you're
Squeeze
traveling?
in between them and just like more chanting than singing. I'm gonna do my little dance and go hot chocolate, hot chocolate, hot chocolate.
Oh boy.
Hot chocolate, hot.
Lior's in the back calling his therapist. You guys also know, I'll note as you make your way northward, you also know that there was one town, I think, on the way there, a town called Barrowdwin, that you will or will not see, depending on how close you're planning on staying to the road. So what exactly is your plan? As you continue to move northward with this, like, revelation that you've all had, and this confrontation, what's sort of your plan traveling northward?
Do we get the impression that the bulk of the army is behind us or ahead of us?
I think you get the impression that the bulk is behind. From what you overheard with the two white cloaks that you were familiar with as they were sort of talking with their fellow scouts, it seemed like they were sent scouting up ahead, trying to track down signs of you guys or anything, really. but scouts usually ride ahead. Yeah.
Cool.
What should we do if we encounter some of the scouts coming back or more scouts coming forward?
Hide.
What if they see us?
Run.
I think what ifs are not going to help us. I think we should move. I think we should try and get to Barrowdwyn. And now that I know you're a girl, perhaps you go in as a girl. And you see if there's any white cloaks waiting for us. And if the coast is clear, then the rest of us join.
I don't look any different as a girl.
No? Oh, that's disappointing.
I'm not wearing a mask or anything. I don't have a dress in my bag. This is just what I look like.
You don't have a beard. This is... Never mind, I didn't think this through.
I thought it was a great idea, Leo, until she made a very good point.
I mean, unless one of you's carrying some, face paint or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's
And a
right next to
dress?
the dirt. No. He's perfectly fine as a boy.
Is that what you put on your face every morning?
Oh, see, that was just a low blow.
I wasn't sure.
Well, that was to be mean.
It was to be mean. I'm
So
sorry.
don't be mean.
Tal, do you believe
That's
that...
beneath you.
Okay. all
There's
right.
not much beneath Paige.
That was just a low blow.
That one was a little funny.
Tal, do you believe that sharing secrets last night was a good idea?
Yes.
Do you believe it brought us closer together as a traveling group?
I think it has the potential to bring us closer once people take the sticks out of their asses. Swear jar.
Do you believe everyone was honest last night?
I believe everyone was honest as they could be without damaging themselves emotionally.
Without telling any secrets?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Just trying to get a better understanding of what last
Did you
night was
tell any
about.
secrets?
I believe I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I told secrets. Leora told secrets. Dirk told secrets. We all told secrets.
Oh, I must have missed it. What was Dirk's secret?
I'm hurt, Paige. I open up, share my secret, and you weren't even listening.
He did it again. He didn't say anything. We can do it again later if you want.
Leor was paying attention. Go ahead, Leor. What was my secret from yesterday?
Your affiliation with the White Cloaks.
You were asking me so many questions before.
Dirk, what is your affiliation with the White Cloaks? Does this Inquisitor Talon that the scouts mentioned, does he know of you and your curse?
I don't know what curse you're talking about, but he does not know of me. Or at least he shouldn't. I assumed they were following us for a different reason. But if Inquisitor Talon is chasing us, it might be connected to me. I don't know what for, though. And that's the truth.
I mean, they were following after us before they ever knew who any of us were.
They were technically following those 4 others we ran into.
Yeah. See? Secrets were shared all around, and I feel closer to all of you. Let's go!
The feeling is mutual.
Burley, would I know what Inquisitor that is? I think so, right?
Yes.
Would you
Yes.
know what?
I'm just making sure I'm not
Clearly
lying
for
to
the
people.
mic, please.
No, it's not for you guys.
Yeah, you would know.
All right. Well, all the more reason to be as quick as we can.
So should we stick to the road, and then as soon as we see anybody come in, jump off the road and hide? How bad's the going off the road?
I don't think we're on the road. I think we're close. Okay.
Here's the thing. You guys are sort of making your way to the road. You haven't really been, you didn't run far off the road last night. You weren't like running through the woods for 2 hours. You're still picking your way back. It's not that bad, but from what you know of the road, having been traveling on it for 2 days already, there are stretches where there are thickets of woods surrounding the wood. There are large stretches, I would say the majority of the time, where it is a plain. So where hills open up and it's kind of open season on the road.
Going off-road won't help anyways if it's just plains.
Speed is of the essence.
I would like to, as we're walking through the day, look back to see, are there any, from my understanding, birds always like to pick up scraps from camps or ports or different things.
Okay.
Can I see any large clusters of birds that are circling a camp behind us? Can I gauge any
ahead of us.
distance or ahead of us? Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Give me a perception check for that. Yeah.
What you looking for?
It's just not good.
What? Help me help you.
See, I picked up a little trick, which is when you're looking for people like to eat and leave food scraps on the floor, which the birds like to eat. So if you can find the birds, you can usually find the people.
Oh, Tal will start critting. Can I also roll a perception
You
check?
can also roll a perception check.
Oh, that's a really smart, yeah.
14.
You cannot see any birds.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right, let's keep going.
Tal,
Yeah.
can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
Something's come to my attention.
Do you wish it for it to be in private?
It was implied when I only called Tal.
Fine. Leo, come up with me.
Actually, Leor, if you'd like to join too, you're more than welcome.
I have something to tell Leo.
Excellent. Why don't you go with Paige and I'll take Tal?
Okay.
Okay. Tal,
Yeah.
let's say you have a truth. Okay, a secret.
Okay.
And you tell it all, but you forget a piece. Do you have to tell the piece after? Or can I just say I forgot it, never tell it, and I still told a secret?
If it is related to the secret you told, you ought to tell the piece. If it is unrelated to the specific secret that you shared, you don't necessarily have to share it.
Damn it, Leor. All right.
11 brothers and sisters. I'm very well versed in secrets.
Okay. Fine. But not right now. Later.
Okay. Does this bit that you omitted earlier have a chance of killing us between now and when you decide to tell?
It's not 0.
In which case, I would make it sooner rather than later.
Fine. Leor, Paige, I remembered something I forgot earlier that it's a little bit important, apparently.
In the meanwhile, Pedro was like, honestly, I don't think I'm trying very hard, but I think he's coming on pretty aggressive. Oh, we have an announcement.
Okay. So before this seems like I was lying and then got caught in a lie, I want to say that I absolutely forgot about this. It's been years. Okay.
All right.
There's a small chance, which when I think about it and say it out loud more, it's more like a probable above 70% chance that this Inquisitor might be related to me. But
Like by blood or by history?
like by blood. Like it could be my brother. So, that being said, I suggest we don't get caught. I suggest we don't be found, and we won't have a problem.
What happens if we are found by this
How
person?
did you? Yes. What was your last?
Who is your brother?
Is it the brother that you told me about that did the thing that one time when you were a kid?
That's the thing. That's the brother.
What thing? What's
No,
that
you
one
have to
time?
share that secret.
Ooh.
What? You can't just bring that up in front of us.
That's
It was
rude.
a bonding moment. She had like 7 brothers. I was like, let me
Bond
tell
with
you about the
us.
one. Do you have any brothers?
No, but
You wouldn't count it. You don't understand.
You remembered how many brothers I have.
Of course, Tal.
Oh, that's so nice.
Listen, the point is, me and my brother are not seeing eye to eye. It's one of the reasons I left. Okay? He's not looking for me, but there's a chance that he might recognize me if he finds me.
there's a chance he might recognize you?
I mean, I've changed a lot about myself. I used to be blonde.
You don't say.
It's the dirt. I told you.
It is the dirt.
See,
It's actually the dirt.
It was a compliment, kind of, to his
Literally true.
ruggedness.
Yeah. We talked about it. Crazy that you said that.
Literally is dirt. And I don't know how to dye my. You can even see on rainy days I get Anyway, that's not important.
You are filthy.
That is true, but it's part of the mask. Anyway, the point is I've been avoiding white cloaks for a lot of years. Okay? So it would be great if we can keep it that way.
I have a proposition for you, Dick. I will promise to do my utmost to make sure that you will not have to face your brother. And all I ask is that you do your utmost for us not to be caught.
Yes. Yeah. Feels like there's a trick in there somewhere, but that's currently what we're doing.
It's not that.
They're agreeing.
Don't mention it.
Now I don't want to do the thing.
You want to get caught by your brother?
No. Okay.
Perfect.
Impressive.
Yes. It's good. I'm looking out for you. And you can't just call my tricks while I'm doing them.
It's a play-by-play.
Critical.
Is she always a commentator on what's going on in the
She's
surroundings?
been a big help the past couple of weeks.
Entirely, and I am here for it. Thank you, Tal, for explaining the specifics of how we are making this group the best. I will.
welcome.
Okay, we know who the dangers are,
Right.
and we know that there is the chance that your brother might be there and might recognize you. Let's do all we can to avoid that.
While this is happening, Tal has set a faster pace and kind of subconsciously is getting everyone to keep up toward the road.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. By
Speed
now,
is
you
of the
guys would be
essence.
reaching the road. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I heard this trick that if you crouch down, it makes your steps longer.
Repeating it is not going to convince us.
Here's the thing, Leor. You try it to indulge Tal, and this time it
Look,
works.
it doesn't.
It works.
Stop it, Leo. You look ridiculous. Come back here, Leo. Stop. He's just making an effort now. That's
Paige and Dirk are left in the dust as these two ostriches just book it down the road.
Just looking at each other as we...
As we skate.
Jesus. Who knew
Fancy
lunges? Who knew lunges could be so effective?
I'd like everyone to roll me a perception check as you walk up the road today.
Not great.
17.
17? Okay, great.
Yes.
18.
22.
9.
Oh, bringing down. Listen, the humans are really putting it to the forefront
It's the
here.
walking. It's thrown me off my game.
You're not paying
He's
attention to
staring
the
at his feet. As
yeah,
they
you
go.
guys are all keeping a good brisk pace and keeping an eye out nicely. And you look at Leor, and Leor's now figured that this is the fastest way to walk, and it's true. And you just have a big smile on your face as you walk up the road.
The discovery.
With those rolls, someone had a 22, and then 18, 19?
17.
17? Very good. The three of you all have moments where you get ready real quick and you hear what sounds like hoof prints, but then you quickly realize they're too light and like a deer runs by. With a 22 page, you, in a moment...
I'm Tal.
That's correct. Tal. Hey, my turn. With a 22 Tal, you do in a moment of silence where you're thinking it's a rare moment of silence and that everyone's been talking and it's great. It's mostly, you guys all know, it's mostly been Tal keeping conversation going, telling stories about your siblings. But in a moment of silence, you do hear, like, it's not even distinct enough to be like one singular caw. It's just like a very faint, and you look and you see specks of black in the distance behind you. You can't even almost make out individual shapes. It more looks like that kind of thing when you see like a cloud of bugs over the river. It's really far in the distance, almost inaudible. It doesn't seem like any of the rest of them have heard it, but you do see a group of birds flying overhead, miles and miles and miles behind you.
Tal's gonna like be walking straight and like hear the noise, and then like in that like adolescent kid way when they like flip around and start walking just as fast backwards. It's gonna be like, Paige, we were looking for birds. I don't know if that's what we were looking for.
That is what we were looking for, but that does not bode well. We should keep moving. Would I know what that would mean? Just such a concentration of ravens.
I guess you can roll me a religion check for that.
Such a parliament of virgins.
A murder of crows.
You and your common, what is it? Common
Conspiracy of
collective
ravens,
nouns?
I believe it's a
Jesus.
conspiracy.
Is it a
of ravens.
conspiracy?
It's a parliament of owls.
Oh, there you go. It's a parliament of owls.
Ooh, that's a solid one. That is a 4.
Ravens,
Quattro.
birds.
Birds.
Also, please tell me you practice bird sounds, because that call was like,
I'm not gonna lie. My nephew has a bunch of little magnets of different animals, and I've spent the better part of the last 3 months doing animals. So yes, I have kind of been practicing. Yeah, you don't really get a sense. Something tickles your mind in terms of like ravens specifically, but it's not coming to the forefront right now.
Are they ravens or crows?
You can't tell from here.
No. Okay.
No, he asked me. Martin asked me about
Yeah.
ravens.
Okay.
It's so far.
Okay.
I can't quite make it out from here, but I have a bad feeling. We should press on.
Is there anywhere to? Is there cover, or are we in a plane?
So, like I said, miles and miles. It doesn't look like you're the one who really has a bead on them,
Yeah.
and even then, you have to like really squint, and it's only when there's like a flurry of movement way off that you see them. Really, it doesn't seem like they are approaching you at all.
Can we?
how do you go backwards like this? It's so difficult.
Can we jog?
No, I cannot jog like this.
No. You gotta turn forward.
What? Oh, you keep changing it. All right.
You gotta go forward and jog, and then I'll just model jogging.
I was doing that before.
But this is faster than the walking. Like the walking is faster than regular walking, but the jogging is faster than any walking.
Oh, that makes sense. All right, let's go.
You guys round the corner and are now following Forrest Gump. My question for you guys is
This
this:
is braces break off.
Are you traveling just at a regular pace, or are you trying to travel at a fast pace?
Fast pace.
I think
Tal is anyways.
If Tal is traveling at a fast pace, if
Yeah.
you guys are wanting to keep up with Tal at all,
Yeah.
you have to be.
I will be running as best I can.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, you aren't necessarily running because that's a whole day, right? You're no one's gonna run a whole day except for Forrest, but you're moving at a pretty fast pace, maybe to the detriment of seeing what's around you a little bit. But I mean, you guys already know what's around you, and that's kind of the reason why we're traveling at this speed.
Perfect.
Around halfway through the day, maybe mid-afternoon, you hear the occasional off in sort of the distance, and you look across and you start to see on some of the fields that you're passing, you start to see a couple of farmhouses, and I mean, Tal especially, you know that this is the sign of, okay, we're getting into the territory of a town, maybe. And you know, and soon realize as you are walking through the day, you start to see a couple of small buildings, truly much more of a village than you were in before. Not a town, a village. You start to see, as you crest a hill, the village of Barrowdwin.
I think we should all slow down, seem less suspicious. Usually I would suggest the inn, but is that the most cautious option?
Probably not.
All right, we should perhaps choose a farm. What say you, Leo?
I think that could be a good idea. But we should still try and get some news.
That's a good point. Dirk, what do you suggest?
Following the lead. Yeah, we have lots of plans here. Tal, what do you think?
I don't see any reason to shake it up from what we have done.
Well then,
Hit the tavern, check for news, and keep going. I wouldn't sleep in town tonight. I wouldn't even ask a farmer for their barn, to be honest.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just a bit chilly, but it makes sense what you're saying.
You know where it's not chilly? In the place where the White Cloaks torture you.
No, I get it. That was an unnecessary image. We should definitely not sleep in town.
Glad we're on the same page.
Thanks, Tal.
You're welcome.
Perhaps I make myself scarce and meet you on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Oh.
How about I go with you, Leo, just to make sure that if something does happen, at least you have someone with you, and you two seem quite used to this. You seem to have a routine.
I'm his squire.
Oh, that's the gig.
That's the routine.
It's a good routine. All
I'm
right.
his squire.
Well,
You know, one time I had to get a set of lockpicks. Holy.
All right. All right. Best of luck, Squire Tal and Knight Dirk.
Do you think you'll be okay? You stick out. Not to say we haven't already gone over this, but we haven't gone over this when we've been actively searched for by White Cloaks.
I'll make sure to skirt the town. If there are White Cloaks there, I was going to suggest you make a bird call, but maybe just scream help.
I was actually suggesting that... Give me a second. Threw up a little bit in my mouth. I was suggesting that maybe Plage's plan was actually alright. But we should switch it up a bit.
Are you copying my plan?
I'm making it better. Your plan was okay, now we're Dirkifying it.
That's called plagiarism. Not appreciated.
I suggest.
No, but
Swear jar.
It's funny though because the first time he didn't say page, he said
plagiarism.
plage. Plagiarism
Yeah.
makes more sense. Anyways.
Yeah, setting the table real nicely.
Perhaps you go with Tal. He has fighting experience. He can keep you safe.
I can't be her squire.
You can't. But I don't think anyone's going to believe what he has to say, especially if we're traveling with you and you can't fight.
I can be your servant.
You can be my fiancé.
No.
It's the most believable story.
I am not an old enough boy to grow a beard. That is the overall disguise I go with, and I'm going to be your fiance?
That's the custom of our town. Now see,
Not
this
my
is
town.
believable. We are on our honeymoon, going to see what's happening in the capital,
Nuh-uh.
and we're just passing through.
Nope.
How cute. Sorry.
I'm just trying to be as convincing as I can.
How old do I look to you? As a boy.
9. No, older than 9.
And you wanted to
The oldest I've gotten so far is
It's
14.
That's the beard problem, honestly.
But I don't have. I can't grow up. I'm a girl.
All right, you're my younger brother. How does that sound?
Better than fiance. Servant's still better than that, but I will settle. We broke the DM.
That was a joke. I have very dark skin compared to you. I don't think that can work.
quick reminder, what do you guys look like?
We can go with what you were saying.
You were adopted. People get adopted on farms all the time. Random babies dropped in the middle of town.
Usually the boys that get adopted on farms. But
So I'll be the adopted one.
all right, let's do it, brother.
Be easier to say I was your servant, but all right, let's go, sister.
You guys start making your way down into
As we go, I
Barrowdwood.
just go, hold on. Just wait. I'm just going to watch them just talking. Just keep some distance.
Is this the Dirkified plan?
This is. Now we are 2 separate groups and not one group of 4. They're looking for a group of 4.
And there's going to be the dead group and the alive group. Fantastic. Yes.
You know, is there any way you could change your appearance?
No, that would involve some trickery. I'm not. I don't have those. Don't have any makeup. Don't have any
Dirt.
of those. Don't have any dirt.
You're
don't
not
have
here.
those tricks.
I meant just like, a different dress, change a cloak.
Oh no, unfortunately not. I have just my traveling cloak.
Okay, let's go.
And so what are you guys doing as you skirt around the town?
My... Tal, make sure you get information.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. We're going to get information. Because I'm not coming to a bar with him.
I feel like you the fact that you needed that to be said speaks volumes.
Questionable.
Yeah, like 9 times on 10, he didn't even let me go into the tavern with him.
Has no idea what he's doing.
Are you guys trying to remain unseen as you do this?
Not so much unseen, but if seen, like, not near them.
Okay.
Like, lazing around. I'm going to put on a show that I'm, like, talking to an old friend and I'm no longer Dirk. So instead of being like, we're going here, it's more like, oh, I haven't been here in so long, right, friend?
Wow. Tal was right. It did bring us closer. This is
So
fantastic.
close as one of my greatest allies. Let us peruse this town together, like allies.
I have to tell Paige about this.
Excellent.
Okay, I was gonna ask you to make like a sort of non-linear stealth check for just trying to like sneak by unnoticed, but now you have to make a performance check with disadvantage.
Oh, no.
Okay,
9.
that feels about right.
Yeah.
You feel like he might be doing a good job until you hear that every time he says the word allies, he kind of like chokes on it a little bit.
This is going great.
Yes. Yes.
And you're walking through town, around town.
Yeah, at this point I go, crap. I lost track of Tao. Do you see them?
No, I thought that was the plan.
No, I was actually supposed to be keeping an eye on them.
Wait, so you're walking through town but behind them?
Yeah, like behind them, like through town, like we'll go through some shops, like over in like 100 yards away. I'll be like, okay, are they still going there? They're good? Like they're not getting into any altercations?
For sure, for
Okay,
sure,
we'll
for
go
sure.
do our own thing.
Oh no.
Cool. So then, since you guys are all like entering the town, I'm gonna need you all to make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Burn me.
Burn me. Fuck ashes. 17.
19.
Oh, nice.
10.
25.
Burn me 25.
It was a good burn me.
Yeah. Oh my god. I was like,
Roast
oh,
me
that's
alive.
a 1. Jeez. You hear this in the background, and that's sort of all you can notice. Sort of thinking like, is that the best he can do? Is that wow? The rest of you,
I tried to give him acting lessons on the road. He was surprisingly non-receptive.
Unfortunate.
Dirk and Tal, you guys notice how quiet the town is. It's times of war. Leor, a step above that, you notice that there is nothing going on in Barradwin. Not a sound, not a sight of anyone.
Are the streets straight up empty?
Seem to be so.
Are there any chickens?
That would be the one thing that you kind of hear, sort of like how you heard the dogs on the farms. You hear,
So there is a sign of
every once
life.
in a while you hear like, on the outskirts of town, like you see a stable with like one horse in it who kind of.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirk,
Yes.
where are the people?
They're in their houses.
Why would they be in their houses in the middle of the day?
That's a fair point. Fair point. Okay. New plan. Let's leave.
Paige,
Yes.
as this is sort of being brought up and this eerie feeling starts to find you guys, and you guys are walking a little bit ahead, so Leora has that realization that like nothing's happening, so they don't quite enter the town, but you guys are like just in on the outskirts, and then this eeriness does, I think, Tal, you sort of like grab Paige's arm.
I imagine Tal was
Yeah.
about to start being like, "Hey sis, let's go wet our," and then realizes there's no one to make eye contact with.
Yeah.
I was like, Paige?
Where's everyone? It's peculiar.
As you scan around, Paige, you see what looks like it might be the inn. A tiny inn by comparison of all those you've seen before. Just has a sign that says inn. With a white lettering, simple white lettering painted on, underlined in blue.
That's what it says. The inn says that.
Yeah, it says inn, and on the signpost there's like the white lettering, and it's underlined in a blue streak, pretty clumsily done.
I'll look back at Dirk and Leor. They're still there.
I Perfect. That's a good.
Tal
I think he
knows
said
what that means.
go straight to the inn.
That's his hand side for get out of here now. Like let's bust a move. Let's
Get the
leave.
hell out.
Let's-
We're going.
Oh,
Bust a
We'll
move.
wrap things up.
I'm not sure
you
if
gotta teach me that.
I think it would be worth just at least checking the windows to see. There's
You can see that there is a letter nailed to the front of the door. Just a sheet of paper nailed to the front of the door.
Can I go have a look at the letter?
You absolutely can.
All right. I'm gonna go read the letter.
I'm not gonna start.
I'm gonna turn around and say, "Did you teach him to dance too?" That looks awful.
And Tal's gonna stop progressing. She's not gonna back up without Paige, but she's gonna stop walking forward.
Okay, for sure. Paige, you
Need
feel
to know what it says.
you feel this oppressive silence around you as you make your way, not anymore accompanied by a person, just the quiet of this town, the wind blowing, the occasional sound of an animal, one of the spare few that are left in here. You guys are all seeing now, like, doors are left open in this town. Not all of them are closed.
I take out a dart.
For sure.
Just start feeling the environment. I just want to get a sense. What's happening?
Just
Like I just go, Leo, just hum with me.
are you meditating?
Yes, it's what I do in my spare time. Don't tell Paige.
Paige,
Yes.
you go and you grab a letter, and it says, "Cousin, I know you might have wished to stay here, but we were forced to leave. A sudden squall of white snow is coming upon the town, and we did not wish to be here for it. I know you were expecting news on our family, but our relatives in Jehannah may have more that they can provide. Regards. And then the signature is truly a doctor scribble.
What's it say?
It's addressed to someone who they assume is a cousin. There's a storm coming that's mentioned in this letter. I don't really know if it was meant for us, but we should probably leave. I think Dirk was right. Let's
Insight check on Dirk was right.
let's go.
Let's go!
Natural 20.
Yes! Get it! Welcome back to my side, Tao.
It was a 25 on deception as well.
Because that only makes it a 23 for me. No, 23, 26. Haha.
Oh, wow.
It's good.
I forgot that I have proficiency in insight.
You can tell that she grits out the words Dirk was right, but that what are you looking for exactly in your? Are you trying to gauge if I'm lying or gauge if I'm saying something different or?
I'm trying to gauge what you know about this situation.
You can tell that I don't know too much, but I'm nervous. You can tell that I do know something that I'm not letting on, that I'm not explaining, but I clearly understood something in the letter that I'm saying is not written for us.
Okay.
Dirk, you in your moment of meditation, Leor, oddly blissful moment from Mr. Gruff over here. You sort of open up your mind and harness sort of like all the instincts that you've accumulated as you were brought up, the antenna that is your childhood training experience flicks up into the air, and you don't feel anything.
Okay.
Save for the tiniest blip about 50 feet away and 10 feet in the air.
I'm really enjoying this moment we're having.
I'm not, shut up. In what direction? Like where they are?
In the direction you are feeling, yes. About 70% of the way to where they are. So it's between the two of you.
Leor. Mm-hmm. Take this axe. I just take my hand axe.
Yep. You look and you see one raven perched on the roof of a building, looking over at the two of them.
Oh,
We don't know this at all.
I thought it was something invisible. It's a bird. We need to leave. There's a dark friend there. That bird is a dark friend. We need to get out of here.
You hear that.
Don't
because
point
it's
it.
quiet.
Oh, sorry.
And as you hear that, the bird too hears that, and the bird takes off to go and fly away.
I throw the dart.
Make an attack roll.
As this happens, can I quietly feel for the wind and press it on myself, quietly channeling the mage armor?
Sure.
26 to hit.
Oh, yes.
That will hit.
That's enough.
Thank
19.
the light. Another.
6 points of damage.
That does it for a raven. As you see, Paige, you turn around and that nagging thing that you felt like you were missing with the cloud of birds and thinking, why does it matter whether they're crows or ravens? That nagging thought strikes home because you hear, there's a dark friend here, and you turn around and a bird turns and looks at you with more intent than a bird should have. And as it gets up to fly away and you begin to, in a panic, start to prepare yourself for action, faster than you can see, a puff of feathers and a bird lies now staked to the roof.
I killed it this time. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Yes, excellent. That's not a It shouldn't be a person. And I'll just start running over to the bird.
That was perfect. We leave now. Well done.
How are you supposed to know?
You hear the raven go, tell my wife I...
Tal's genuinely confused about it. Michelle's not.
Yes. You guys book it out of Barrowed Wind. a ghost town. And as you are now leaving north, you can see more signs of clusters of footprints, empty stables. Again, I think there was only maybe that one horse that you saw, and it was a pretty old-looking horse at the front end of the town. It looks like everyone in this town just decided to get up and go.
Could we tell which direction
North.
they went? They all went north.
They all went north.
All right.
What in the world was that, Dirk? A bird? A dog friend?
Dark friends come in many shapes and sizes. The rocks we fought in the cave. I believe those were also dark friends, and so was that bird.
Paige, you know that the word that Dirk might be looking for is shadow spawn.
Yes. I will say the shadow spawn. Yes.
Yeah, they're all the same. They're all minions of the Dark One.
Have I heard of Shadow Spawn?
Maybe not even.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
So I was gonna say, what's a Shadow Spawn?
What? Do I know what a shadow spawn is?
It's a symbol of the Dark One.
Yes.
A dark friend is someone who willingly turns to the darkness. However, a shadow spawn is something that comes from it. It's either its eyes or its ears. That bird, for instance, I suspect it would have wanted to communicate the information back to the dark.
Wait. There are more than just dark friends?
Dark friends is a term that's used very quickly to describe, from my understanding, people. However, shadow spawn is the Dark One's reach into the world.
The Dark One is in not Shadologoth. He is chained away somewhere.
Shael Gul.
Yes, however, his reach is still very much present.
Paige,
Yes.
you didn't grow up on a farm, did you?
Did you?
We need to leave right now.
Looking at
How far and how long do you guys want to go today? Well, I mean, how far is 30 miles at a fast pace?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Tal has something to say about it until we're beat, until we can't.
Yeah.
Tal's confused.
Are you willing to pursue past the time of travel to like take a point of exhaustion and stuff like that? Like what's
How many do we know roughly how many days between Barradwin and Jehannah?
at a normal pace? I think you guys were expecting like if you're leaving from Barrowdwin in the morning, 4 days at a normal pace. With the pace that you've been pushing it, and still with some of the day ahead of you as you leave Barrowdwin, you figure that you might be able to make it in 3, like the morning after the 3rd. Like you might be able to shave off a day or so from your travel.
Tal would push it past a point of exhaustion. I don't know about everybody else.
I think we should push it, but I think we should still keep our wits about us. Is it prudent to run in the night?
I'm not saying run in the night. I'm saying run as fast as we can until we can't see. We now have 2 things after us, and one of them is a child spooky story to make your kids eat their vegetables.
Paige is on our side.
That wasn't nice.
Sorry. But I do have questions for Paige. When can I ask them?
When we stop moving.
Do you ever tell him that was beneath him? That was a very pointed comment you said the other day, and it hurt. And
I don't think it is beneath him.
To say that?
No.
All right. Point taken. Understand. Lior, I found a letter.
Ooh,
Grew up in our own spaces and have our own abilities, and I think that comment was beneath you. I don't think it's beneath him.
Oh. Point taken. Excellent.
I wink at Dirk.
Dirk smiles because he's like it.
This whole conversation is while you guys are doing Olympic power walking.
Like grabbing the air.
Don't forget the knees.
It's in the hips.
Lior is still like stooped low with long
I
legs.
can kind of jog like this.
As you guys push the first hour of forced travel, I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Burn me in a good way or burn me in a bad way?
I'm good at this. I got an 11.
Wow. I got a 13.
I got a 17.
Okay. You guys all push on for an extra hour. Lior, you pretty quickly realize that
thighs are burning.
The quickness is not coming from the squat. The quickness is within you. And so you feel a little bit tired, but you do rectify your stance. None of you suffer a point of exhaustion past that first hour. Then it is now grown fairly dark. You are on the road, and you can see quite well in front of you. The moon is out. What do you wish to do?
We should take a break just to drink water and reevaluate. Leo, I'd like to show you something that I found in the village. It's a letter that I believe was written in code.
And what? Is this... Are we doing this now? We're just keeping things secret again? We just...
No. I told Paige to wait. I was there when Paige found it. It was on the door of the inn, but we were...
Oh, so you've seen the letter too?
Well, I saw it from a distance, and I saw Paige read it, I guess.
Just noting that the only person to not will see the letter will be me. Right?
She's gonna show it right now, right, Paige? To
Right,
everybody? Let's go.
Are we going to... I thought you said you didn't want to show him.
What?
What?
Oh, no. I wasn't supposed to say
Oh,
it.
she's being beneath her.
Getting used to it. Everyone, look at the letter. I believe it's
I
written...
can't read.
That's why I didn't want to read it.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that's because you can't read.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was sitting on that the whole time. I believe this letter was written in code to show that there was the writer was aware that a group of white cloaks were coming. If you can see here.
Very interesting.
Yes.
I wonder who it was intended for.
Either way, I believe we were lucky to have found it, and we were smart to act immediately on it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. It was pretty good luck that we happened to find a letter of warning at the same time that a shadow spawn, sorry, not a dark friend, shadow spawn, seemed to be watching us. And with no one in the town, it seems that note was left for someone who would find it, not for someone who might.
So you're saying this might be a trap?
It's either a trap or that note is meant for one of us.
Probably meant for... Oh, I see what you're saying. They knew it was one of the four of us.
What aren't you saying?
What am I not saying?
You know something about that note. What aren't you saying?
I'm telling you that it's written in code. That it's not...
No, it means something to you. That letter means something to you. What does it mean?
I think it was perhaps written for me.
From your cousin?
No.
From who?
I'm not exactly sure.
Were you
Can I do an insight check?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
were you supposed to meet somebody in the town?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because it says in the letter that you were going to meet someone in the town.
I'm not sure who I was meeting in the town.
15 for insight.
On your deception or persuasion, you can...
Yeah.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's a 19.
Okay.
Why do you think this letter was for you, Paige? If we don't know who sent it, who's watching you?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Do I get the sense that Paige is lying?
You can make an insight check.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't know if it was connected to the last one since it was still about the letter. No, I have no idea.
You get the sense that
I rolled a
Pages...
13.
Yeah, that Page is reserved, but not necessarily lying. Yeah.
How does this person know about the white cloaks? We barely know about the white cloaks.
I'm trying to figure it all out.
I mean, you guys can all make an intelligence check.
Hey, look at that. I'm smart.
Nope.
18.
Scouts were riding ahead of you guys.
There you go.
I can't figure it out. Do you have an idea why?
I do, but it's actually so simple that I'll load it above your heads for a while.
Not beneath him.
See, he just doesn't know either. He's just bluffing.
The scouts.
What about the scouts?
Well, they probably came through the village.
I knew he knew something.
Oh, that
You
makes
see?
sense.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Dirk. Do you think they must have caught a glimpse of either me or you or something? They must have brought the information back to the town saying they were looking for these people. And then...
But they would all leave? That seems... I mean...
Extreme.
Extreme.
I don't know.
So either the entire town was populated by the same people who paged this letter, or the Shadow kin
Shadow
folk
spawn.
made them leave.
Well, the
Or
white...
the people who wrote the letter made them leave.
Tal, you said that last night you believed the Dark One was watching us.
Couldn't you feel it in that cave?
I could feel something, but I wouldn't have said the Dark One was watching us specifically. But today, knowing that, having run into the Shadow Spawn, having come from that cave last night, do you think the Dark One could be watching us?
Yes. Which, again, boogeyman levels of creepy. But this is 2 days in a row that the Dark One has tried to do something to us. I think us being together is bad for the Dark One. And I don't know why. But
I don't
that's
quite...
gotta be worth something.
Well, we do have a channeler among our mists. Perhaps he's looking for her.
You can't keep telling that to anyone who's listening. They're going to start suspecting you.
I'm... Paige. First off, White Cloaks. We don't make empty accusations. 2, you're actually a channeler. You literally did mind things to us. 3, who are the Dark Ones actually after? People who channel or regular people? It's usually the ones who channel.
The Dark One is after channelers?
Generally. I mean, Aes Sedai are like their enemy, and then...
Yep, the Dark One is usually watching for men who can channel.
I'm pretty sure it's any channeler.
The only thing I've ever channeled are my sheep into the field.
Right. Which is why I don't think the Dark One's watching you, Tal.
Hashtag farm life.
To be honest, I don't know if the Dark One seeks out men who can channel. I'm not sure if the insanity comes from themselves or if it comes from the Dark One, but I've always known that it's dangerous. I don't know what the Dark One is looking for. And
How do you know so much about it?
it's just the stories and the things you learn growing up. You grew
No,
up on a farm.
it's not.
Not on a farm.
It's what I learned as a White Cloak. It's what she learned as stories. But you have more information than both of us.
Lior, do you know anything about this?
I'll be honest, I think you may know more than I do. I know generalities. I know that the madness was a gift from the Dark One to the male Aes Sedai for having locked him in his prison. But
Why? Is that why we're supposed to? Is that why boys don't channel?
there's no avoiding it. Even the dragon, Luz Theron Telamon, even he succumbed to the madness.
I know there was a guy, and I know there was a guy named the Dragon. Honestly, when you grow up on a farm, you learn if you don't eat your peas, the Dark One's gonna get you. That's really about it.
Well, did you eat your peas? Because now we have a dark one chasing us.
I did eat my peas. Well,
Roll a deception check.
I ate most of my peas.
We had this goat. And
She didn't eat that many of her peas.
I know it.
Okay, so most of them went onto the floor for the dog.
Do you believe the Dark One is siding with Logain and sees us as a threat as we head up to the capital?
I mean, from what I understand, I'm the only one of us who's going to be joining in the fight against Logain, and I can't imagine the Dark One wants to stop me alone.
I think the dark one wants as many of the pieces on the board to be his. And there have been more dragon reborn now than even I can remember. I don't know what you are, and I will not make accusations, but I do not believe the Dark One is after Tal or myself. Whatever abilities you have, Paige, are your own doing. But throwing veiled threats and words at each other does not help us. What kept us alive was working together. I think it's important that we remember that.
I hear you, Leo, and I agree with you.
Also, Dirk and I got along really well while you guys were in town. It was,
it's a shame no one saw.
I know.
It was
That
really
was
good.
like 3 minutes.
Tal told me
Okay.
he was acting.
You better be worried because,
I'm gonna steal your boy.
Tal's kind of like, now let me, and then sees Dirk shaking his head like,
it's okay. Don't worry. You got nothing to fear.
Excellent.
oh no, Leor. My best friend.
So quite all right. Don't worry. I have Paige.
What is happening?
Well then, shall we pick back up the pace?
I only worry because dark things. Right thing? Yeah.
Yeah, we could use that for now.
Yeah. Aren't they stronger at night? Should we sleep and then wake up with first light? Or should we keep going through the night?
The issue is the army will be resting at night. It is our time to gain some hours ahead of them.
Okay.
You guys push on for another hour? Yeah. Con saves, baby.
You're just
11.
living here, huh?
11,
18.
18.
17.
You guys press on for another hour, and at the end of the hour, Paige, you're feeling very good about yourself. And you turn to the two eager, fast members of your group thinking, okay, are we good to, I can go for another one. And you look and you see that all the squat walking has taken its toll as you guys both take a point of exhaustion.
Oh, it burns so bad. Tal.
And aren't slowing down, but are like visibly like sweaty. And
I can go on for days.
Weeks.
Inside check.
This,
I think I need to look at that letter again. It's really important.
are we taking another break?
It's getting too dark.
it's now fully nighttime. You can see, you can see fine.
I can lead the way.
Can you lead all three of us? Because I can't see very far ahead of my own feet.
Let me take a step. Tal,
Oh,
do you need to rest?
I think so.
This is as far as we make it tonight.
You guys settle down for a night. You find a little alcove off to the side of the road that is hidden away. Again, no fire, but I think after today, you sort of unconsciously, or subconsciously rather, do huddle a bit closer together.
The burn in our thighs keeps us warm all night.
Yeah, exactly.
Chafe thighs.
Paige does a little bit of stretching. It's like, I would have been a great sheep channeler, you know?
You would have been if you grew up on a farm.
I'm not a farm with sheep. This is what Leo was talking about, you know. It's beneath you.
You did not grow up on a farm.
Good night, everyone.
Through the night, Paige, you have dreams of trying to convince sheep to go into the correct you don't even, I don't know if pasture is the right word for whatever you're thinking goes on, but
Terrible fever dream. This is so bad.
yeah, eventually
Make it end.
eventually the sheep do start revolting against you and you start running away from the sheep.
Take it all back.
You'll have an uneasy night's sleep, but a night's sleep nonetheless. Come the next day, here we're gonna just sort of get through our travel here a little bit. For this fourth day of travel, I'll ask you, are you traveling at the same pace again? And if and once again, to give me, I think perception was maybe the wrong one. I'm gonna ask for survival. Survival checks from everybody, and fast pace again. 16.
13.
5.
14.
Okay, sure. You guys are traveling at a pretty brisk pace once again, moving pretty quickly, not necessarily paying too much attention to your surroundings. You do see in the morning sort of signs of a large group of people having camped off to the side of the road. Ahead of you, a few campfires that have been extinguished, a little bit of, food that is left over. Nothing really serious, more like, corn husks, that kind of a thing, that you figure might be the people of Barrowdwind making their way north ahead of you.
We haven't seen any signs of the scouts, have we?
No, I don't think that you have necessarily. I don't think you've seen signs of the scouts to this point. Paige, as you're going and trying to move and speed up a little bit, you aren't watching the road very well, and as you're sort of jogging and walking forward, you go and you step on a patch of, like, it looks like it was just leaves, but they were covering an ice puddle, those little brief little slicks, and I need you to make a dex save.
No! It's a 6.
6. Paige, you take a tumble.
Bang!
You take a tumble. You take 3 points of damage.
I'm bloodied.
And
This
you
is how Paige
guys,
does.
what funeral pyre do you put together? No, but you come up hobbling a little bit, and you can't necessarily keep up with the fast pace for today.
I will try, but at some point I will look at Leo and say, I can't. My ankle.
That's all right. We're making good headway. I suppose at the pace that we're traveling, I couldn't carry her for long distances without exhausting myself. Would that be a fair assumption, or can I give her piggybacks to somewhat help maintain the pace?
Make a strength saving throw for me. That just sort of dictate how much ground you can cover with her, because you're particularly strong in a lot of ways.
21.
21. Yeah, you're actually able to maintain the pace with Paige on your back the rest of the day. And you guys, the two of you, see that. Not that any of you guys are particularly jovial on this trip at this point, but Lior is talking less than usual and just has a very set face as you guys push on through the day.
At some point, I'll kind of trot up beside Leor and look up and say, Paige,
Yes?
girls go to the tower and boys don't channel. Does that mean you went to the tower?
Tala, what are you asking me?
I'm asking you if you've met a woman named Charlotte Kythan.
Have I met a woman named Charlotte Kythan?
Make a history check.
Where the did this name come from?
It's my aunt.
Oh, okay, that's much better.
Where did this name come from? Honestly, like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
11?
11.
The last name doesn't really ring any bells. You know of a Charlotte? Yeah, you know of a Charlotte. Yeah, I think not really. Was working in the kitchen, maybe.
When I was working in the kitchen, when she was working in the kitchen.
You know her as working in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
The name Charlotte rings a bell. Is that your aunt?
Yeah.
It's a nice name.
Mama thought so. Thanks. And Tal will trot up ahead. Very aware that made Paige very uncomfortable and not sure why.
No, Paige doesn't seem uncomfortable. She seems... You can see that she's frowning. That's it.
Through this day, are there any conversations that you would like to have with one another, or is this a day of it's a little bit of flurries, not much snow, not anything really meaningful sticking. It's not sticky snow, just like cold bullets hitting the back of your neck kind of snow.
I think after Tala makes that comment, we'll just trot along, Paige and I, and I'm just, without looking back necessarily to Paige, I'm just going to say,
Looking back to Paige.
without looking back to Paige, just...
Is Paige on your...
No, I'm
Piggyback.
assuming you're...
Oh, piggyback. Yes,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
How are you sitting?
Butt in the air.
Are you thinking firemen carry the?
That's what I thought the whole time. Yeah, bye-bye.
Ah. Is I don't know much of channeling. Not really something the Ogier know of more than the history books allow for, but you didn't say that you could channel. You said that you could hear the voices?
Yes, I can hear the voices.
What voices?
The world is full of voices. The ones that we speak, the ones that we think, and the ones that we try to suppress. And after that, there are hundreds more. In every moment, there are hundreds and hundreds of voices seeking to be heard.
And you can hear them all?
Sometimes I can hear them all. Sometimes I can hear just a few. Sometimes they whisper. I have to listen hard. And sometimes I don't even try. And it's as loud as if someone was yelling at me.
That sounds maddening.
What is worse is being put in a box, judged, ostracized for hearing them. Because after you are put in a box and labeled, the voices are all you have left.
Well, they don't sound like very good friends. So I'm glad that you met us.
I have learned to let them keep me company. Because after all, there are always worse voices out there. I'm glad that I've met you, Leo. I appreciate how you're not so quick to put me in a box.
Of course not, Paige. That is, I need to digest that.
Well, I mean, there's a whole lot of walking and not a lot of talking going on this day. You guys push on. When it comes time to decide whether or not to push on through the night, I think you quickly say that this is not a situation having carried Paige all day, Lior. I think that's not necessarily the move for today. And you guys settle down for camp once again. Could I have everyone make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
5.
22.
22.
8.
8.
7.
Wow! The sheer skill at this table is
Heard of.
I'd just like to say.
Tal's killing it.
Tell us,
It's the metal dice.
It is the metal dice.
Yeah.
They're really good. You guys settling down for tonight feel this sort of Tal, you sort of are trying to noticing that it was a bit of a down day. Are trying to get everyone engaged and try and get everyone at least we're settling down for the night, we're eating a meal, let's have a conversation, let's keep things a little bit spirits up.
So one time, you guys won't even believe it, Otto and Tobias decided to have a foot race, but Otto always has to one-up it, right? And so they wanted to foot race from the kitchen table to the stream and back, but Otto was like, no, it is winter, we must do this butt naked. And so they decide to do this sprint butt naked, and it's the only funny thing Tobias has ever done in his entire life. After they sprinted out the door to the stream and back, he locked the door behind them.
You laugh because you feel it's a socially appropriate time. The three of you aren't really hearing any of that, unfortunately. I'm so glad that we all got to hear it. But the three of you are not necessarily hearing that. You are lost in sort of like spirals of your own thoughts. Lior, you are sitting down, and I think you were chopping a piece of wood with one of Dirk's hand axes that was maybe too big to for him to manage on his own. And as you swing, you just feel that total eyes dilation, and facing off of that bear, feeling like you had become more animalistic than that bear. And you're just sitting here at the camp. You had managed to segment that part of your mind away most of the time, and especially in the 2 days that have passed since this encounter. But you are now feeling just this primal scream, unlike anything you've ever let out of your mind. You were not fully in control of yourself as you did it, but it is fully implanted in your memory. And this feeling of just this anger, it's foreign and it feels like it's following you on this road north.
No. Listening to Tal, but like hands clenched and like if anyone were to see, we're white knuckled, but I think everyone else is kind of distracted, so.
I think so. Paige, speaking so much of the whispers, of the voices, it's contrary to everything you have trained yourself to do over the last years, let's just put it at. And yet you've been speaking about it openly with people who you have, I think it's fair to say, a tenuous trust, but a trust with. But nonetheless, you've been speaking of it. And almost as if that has beckoned it. The wind that you've always been able to filter out as part of your environment and part of this world that you inhabit is howling in your ears, and you know that it's in your ears alone, as maelstroms of that are mostly so on over the top of each other, this combination of different voices that you can't pick anything out. But you do hear, not strong enough. You have to push harder. And then the wind stills for a second and you hear a severe voice, one that is familiar to you. A woman's voice saying, Paige, if you fail in this, there will be no place for you to return to. Do you understand? And then Tal is laughing. Dirk. You notice. Dirk doesn't hear because he's blown his nose. Dirk, you have just this dull thumping in your ears as every moment that you're moving with this group and moving forward, I think you're able to distract yourself and say, this is going great. Moving forward.
It's going good. It's on the down low. Me and Paige are getting along. We're getting along. Tal's back on my side. I even made a new friend in Leor. Everything's going good. Everything's going good.
But every time that you sit down and slow it down for a second, your positive self-talk is overridden by that familiar voice saying, friends, you're talking of making friends.
Yep, got Leor, my friends, they're friends, my friends.
I think you know that friends are not in the card for you. You're fooling yourself. You know that there's only one way this ends.
Just start like gripping my hand axe, but not on the hilt, but on like the bladed part.
Oh, yeah.
Just like in my palm. And I go, they're my friends. This will end well. I could do this. I could do this.
Yeah. Sure you can, buddy.
Tal, I fell. I might need a bandage. The sharp tree's out here. Tal, and I'll just get up and start moving again.
Yep.
Did all of this happen while I was telling my story?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. You were telling your story. It's that kind of thing where, like, you know that horrifying moment that we've all experienced where you're telling a story and then it's going on for a while and you realize, like, oh my god, I don't think anyone's listening to me anymore.
Dirk laughs in a very, like, this is a weird part.
So Tal's gonna be like, come on, guys. Everyone thinks that story's funny.
Tobias, yes, the dumb one. Sorry, the funny one?
Canon.
Sorry. You okay?
It's been a long day.
I just fell, and I need a bandage. Thank you. The sharp tree nearby. It's okay.
That's a straight cut. You don't get a straight cut on a tree.
It was... You know what? I must have not seen what I put my hand on. Thank you.
You all got real weird all of a sudden.
All right, good night.
Good night. Just...
Was it something I said?
Oh.
I can't even come back from there.
Oh. Oh. Emotional damage.
I'll take first watch.
You can wake me up. I'll take second.
I'll take first if you don't mind. I don't think I'll be sleeping just yet.
Okay. I'll take last watch.
Okay. First,
Tal passes out.
first watch, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sleeping like a baby.
Unfazed.
A natural 20.
That's a natural 20.
I'm listening to every voice in the forest. There is nothing that gets by.
Yeah. The voices are swirling around you, and one stills and goes, "All right, listen here, kid. Here's what you gotta do to fix your." No, you.
To change a carburetor, you just gotta pop the hood open.
You are sitting in this, like, sorry state. Honestly, like you kind of. It's rare, but sometimes this happens. This is a condition that you've lived with your whole life, and. You mostly just took it as a matter of course. But on the rare occasion, it just feels like it's all too much. And it seems like that day or week has come now at a really inopportune moment. But you look over at your sleeping companions. You see Tal sleeping soundly, going to bed a little bit grumpy. But one's asleep totally fine, and you see the other two tossing and turning. And you recognize, you're at first there thinking, yeah, I guess Tal can't hear the storm, the whispers. You know, look, it's hard to sleep with the whispers before you check yourself and realize they can't hear that. I know that. This is just me. And when almost like rationalizing that, you feel almost like this little vestige of that horrible sinking feeling in your stomach that you felt in the cave when you were being attacked by these things. And with the knowledge of where the root of this is coming from, this like oily, sickly feeling of, as Tal put it, the Dark One's eye being upon you. You take a second, and much like you were reminded of with a mantra that Lior mentioned the other day, you repeat to yourself the classic mantra of all those who are willing to ward off the evil eye. The Dark One and his Forsaken are bound in Shael Gul. Feeling's gone. Your companions next to you, sound asleep. No longer tossing and turning. And with a 20 of perception and remembering what it is that you're looking for, you're not meant to be looking inward on your watch, you're meant to be looking out. You, ears at the ready, hear the faintest You thought that was the faintest, but then you tense and hear fainter a minute or two later. And fainter. Until the sound dissipates. It seems that scouts still travel at night, but have not come near you, and have in fact traveled further away from you.
Things are getting better. Today was a day, and it is now behind us. Tomorrow will be a better day, and this is good news. I'm gonna go and wake up Leo after my watch. I'm gonna.
Some of us are sleeping, Paige.
I'm probably talking to myself.
I figured if you're doing it out loud.
Yeah, yes, sure.
Oh my god, but you have like farm sleep where you're like, the animals are up.
I hear anyone and I'm like, sheep.
Instantly alert. Yeah, you wake up Lior and go down and lie down for your rest.
I'll wake up Leo and tell him there was some horn calls in the night that were moving away. They were very far in the distance, and they were getting further even. I didn't wake anyone up because I believe we're safe, and you were all sleeping soundly. You are sleeping soundly.
Well, that is good news.
It's good news.
Can't wait to get to Jehannah.
Me too.
The rest of the night is uneventful. Lior and Dirk, you wouldn't have known what the cause of this was, but Lior, you've been having a dream where you stand in front of the finest garden in your steading and find yourself compelled to do nothing but take your great maul and slam it, just pounding trees that have grown for centuries and flowers that only bloom here into the dirt and into the dirt and into the dirt until on one swoop and with nothing but determination in your mind that it has to all be destroyed. Until one swoop, you swing down, and upon landing, a burst of radiant color emanates from where you have, where your maul, your great hammer, has touched the ground. And instead of a hammer in your hands, you're holding now just your quarterstaff. And from the tip of your quarterstaff, vines grow, and deep in the ground now around you, you are now cultivating this garden again. And Dirk, you have dreams where you are just traveling and it's funny because every morning you run this dirt through your hair, through your beard, and there come times when you've traveled alone that you're not an absolute savage, you do need to bathe sometimes, but as hard as you try, you can't get the dirt out of you. You can get it off of you, but you can't get it out. In a room of white all around you with a mirror that leaves you only seeing the dirt that you can't take off and how much you stand out from the white behind you, you suddenly, the mocking laughter that you hear cuts out, and the need to manically go at your uncleanliness ceases. And whereas the white was previously a sign of otherness, of isolation, now you turn from the mirror and you see a clean bed with fresh white sheets. And you lie down in it, and in your dream and in your actual body, you have a restful night of sleep. The morning comes, and you all wake up in a pretty good mood, maybe except for Tal, thinking everyone was being weird and maybe didn't love your stories last night. Tragic.
Tal took last
so
watch.
Tragic.
Tal took last watch.
Yeah.
So when everyone wakes up, I imagine Tal's like milking the cow, like doing. It's that like full engages all the major muscles. You squat and you're moving your hands up and down as if you're trying to stay warm.
I love the incomprehension on Brad's face right now.
You've never seen milking a cow?
Absolutely not. I'm learning a new thing today.
No,
It's not a thing. It's not a thing.
It engages all of the major muscle groups, and so it keeps you warm when you're cold.
Wow. I hope someone watches this so they can say in the comments whether they've heard of this, because I'm baffled. But you guys wake up to Tal freaking it out like it's like early disco. And you're all in a pretty great mood.
You're up early, Tal?
Is everyone better this morning?
Better.
Like, I pulled out the stops last night. I told some funny stories, and I got nothing. Nothing.
What about Tobias?
Nobody laughed. I got one laugh, and it was a fake laugh.
I was
Tal,
laughing in my head.
I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you today.
Okay.
Shall we get some animals, some tea before we take off?
That's been a rare treat.
That?
We haven't had a fire in a while,
Well, let's not get carried away. No fire.
so no tea.
We can have cold tea.
And for all animals. We can keep the animals for next time, perhaps. Something that happened last night. I'm not sure if Leo passed on the message, but I was the one who heard it. There were horn calls that were moving away from us. I didn't wake anyone up because
That's good news.
it was the first night I felt that we slept well. I think we are quite a bit ahead of them. I don't think we should give up our lead. However, if you feel like hunting, it's a perfect morning to do that.
If you'd like, we can take some time. Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, I just, I don't want to get into it narrating it, but I gotta know if the trend holds up. Survival check for both of you. I gotta know.
I missed. Yes. I got a +5 now, so it's a 10.
15.
One day you'll...
One day.
you'll
How do you want to dirk this time?
I would like to try to make it so it looks like Dirk is killing things, but when he goes to get the squirrels, he sees the bullet from my sling solidly in the squirrel's eye. And sees me from the path being like, you did
Sound
it!
like this is yours. Your sling is in here. You already hit this one.
No, but you got it first.
You also see when you go to your snares that you've set down that they're not trapped so much like a squirrel went in them. They're destroyed by a sling bullet.
We did great. Excellent. I'm just going to undo these.
High five.
How do you do that, what you're doing?
So the idea is you have to get it's not little tiny rocks, but it's not huge rocks. They have to be about the size of eggs. And so you have to cradle it in your sling at the exact right space. You see these two loops at the top of the sling? Is you kind of put it over right at that first knuckle of the digit. And so when you're swinging, you just have to twitch your finger so one of the loops releases and it sends
This is stupid. No, let's just go.
No.
I mean, you got it, Tal. You just do it. There's no point in teaching an old dog new tricks. It's just, let's go. Thank you.
Pages in the woods furiously taking notes on how to use a sling.
I'll even take 2 steps. I'll take 2 steps and I'll go.
Eggs are huge.
You still have a sprained finger from trying to use a sling one time. Your ankle is in better shape today. You feel like getting off of it yesterday did you wonders.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. He wants me to show him. And so I show him how to use a sling.
Oh my gosh. And you do it at a pretty good pace while you're traveling. You quickly realize you're starting off aiming for moving targets and then quickly realize this is just exploitative.
You should hit targets that are kind of either moving the same speed we are or like stationary. Paige, go stand over there.
So I'm just binding my ankle. Can I do so maybe after you
Perfect.
finish?
Just stay right there. Just.
What is he thinking?
Oh, Lord.
He misunderstood in an actual egg.
We can practice with eggs. We don't have eggs. They don't have the same weight.
You hear a chicken around the corner. Why don't you guys go ahead and give me a survival check for this day of travel?
In that time, could I have said something to Leo?
Yes.
That survival check is a natural 20. I
I
don't
got it.
want to.
Dirty.
I got an
7.
Nice.
Paige is
We're
not falling today.
surviving.
Won't learn today. Paige, while she's binding her ankle, say, Leo, I'm sorry about last night. Last night was a hard night. It was a hard day. I think it was another day of accusations that I think I took poorly. And the voices tend to repeat themselves. And so on harder days, they get louder. But I think it should get better.
If ever they get too loud, you just let me know, and I can sing to you.
That would be nice. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I know how difficult he is, but I think you two are more alike than perhaps you would like.
I feared you were going to say that. I can't believe you did it. It must be true.
Sorry.
It hurts.
You look at Dirk, who's like picking squirrel meat out of his teeth.
It's filthy. Oh,
It's like looking into a mirror.
I think I need to leave.
Just be gentle with him.
I appreciate your patience. And I know that you have a better perspective on the general mood than me. I'm a bit haughty. I get entangled in the arguments. But I feel that you are very patient with me, and here I am not asking you how you feel. How have you been these last few days? I know it's been stressful for you as well. Entering a town I know is not your most flavorful cup of tea, and things went sour without anyone even raising a pitchfork.
Well, I think normally I would be a little bit, bothered, but I don't think I need to. I think I like what we have going on, even with... I don't know. There's something nice about it, even when we're fighting amongst ourselves.
Huh, I can't wait to see it. Great.
I'm looking forward to the capital.
So am I. The sooner the better.
Yes, but I don't know what Dirk's entire deal is. But so far so good. So let's give it time. Be patient.
Yes.
We've already had more answers than I believed would be possible out of the both of you. So I remain hopeful.
I do too. I know at times it's hard to see it, but I know deep down he's just as scared as we all are. Except for maybe you. Except for Tal. Oh, we're so alike. It's terrible.
By the way, you're standing too still. He's going to throw another rock.
No!
While we go,
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of go up next to Dirk, who is, I'm going to wait for him to come back from taking down his traps. And
Oh, those traps are very heavy.
be like, so, you and Paige,
Are getting along really well yesterday. That was a good start, I think.
no.
That was the slowest blink I've ever seen in my life.
I said I wouldn't talk to her, and I think I said at least like 20 things to her yesterday.
None of them were nice.
I didn't know that was part of the criteria.
That was part of the criteria.
Okay. Today's a new day.
So you and Paige are like super different, like completely different people.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
But you're also like the same person in a lot of other ways. Cause like, you know, if I like replay some of the comments yesterday and I hear the words that Paige said, but I put them in your voice, very possibly could have come from you.
Okay, so here's the thing, Tal. I would agree any other day except yesterday. Yesterday, I told the truth, and I shared part of a secret. If you changed Paige's words into my voice, you would not get the truth or a secret.
Paige did tell the truth, and she did reveal a secret. She said that she kind of figured what the letter was, and she revealed that she thought it was written to her. That's the truth and a secret.
To be honest, I kind of already assumed that, so I didn't take that as a secret.
Doesn't
but I see your
matter.
point. I see your point.
It's a truth and a secret.
Okay, all right, so we're on the right track. Good.
So, a lot of the comments she said yesterday were beneath her.
I agree.
The comments that you said were not beneath you.
Right on par.
But I have a challenge for you today.
You have a challenge for me. We could role play. I guess I could be the squire today.
Okay.
Knight Tal, what is my challenge?
You see that your level is usually down here and Paige's level is usually up here?
You want me to bring her down a notch?
I want you to bring yourself up a notch because we can only control our own behavior. You can't make Paige go down to your level, but
I can
you
cut off her
can
legs.
bring yourself up to her level. You feel me? Just give it a try.
A squire must accept a knight's challenge. But it's like going to be one day.
Just one day. Just to see how it feels.
I already know how it feels. I'm doing this for you.
Okay.
Paige! You... Later. You gotta rev herself up. Let's keep walking.
He just
And Tal gives Paige a thumbs up.
It is so delightful to feel what it would be like to be in your classroom.
I feel like I've learned more about myself.
What a window into the soul. Jeez.
I had
be
this
happy
conversation with a child today.
I know, clearly. As you're on the road today, your guys are making quite good time. It's not an awful day. It's kind of sunny outside. Dirk, do you have any moments that you specifically try to make actionable moves on what you've been challenged?
Yeah. Like, the first hour, I struggle. Like, I sometimes turn to you, Paige, and, like, give you a dirty look. But, like, Tal knows it's my thinking look, but it looks like I'm grilling you. And then I, like, turn away. And after, like, the second hour...
every time you do that, Paige kind of like remembers that time in the cave and is just like, oh god.
But at, like, the second hour, I'm gonna, like, turn back and notice that we've, like, all been keeping pace. I'm like, well, Paige! Excellent momentum today. You've been keeping up, and Lior has not had to carry you today. Good job.
Which must be really hard since your ankle's still all wrapped up.
You hurt your ankle walking? I mean, how is your ankle?
What do I say, Leo?
What would you say if I said something nice?
I would say that. What's happening here? Are you coaching him?
No.
Make an insight check.
19.
18! No, this is
I
entirely...
rolled a natural 19 and I have +0.
This is entirely Dirk.
Can I insight check him? Too?
Sure.
I'm trying really hard.
It's like I'm not getting what's happening here.
I mean, it's just persuasion. It's a 20. It's an 18 plus
It's a
2.
3. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. Dirk's being very sincere.
My ankle's doing better.
She slipped on some black ice yesterday.
I slipped. You were all there for it.
I wasn't paying attention. It's good if
He was like up ahead.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He was behind me.
He was.
No, and then I walked past you as you fell. I didn't see it happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I reached for him and he walked.
I'm. S-
I had it covered. It was fine.
You did. She didn't know.
Excellent
It's fine.
job, team.
Good job, team.
Good job, team.
We're a team.
Whoop whoop. I don't know. I'm trying real hard. I don't
the voices.
understand human dynamics. It's very confusing.
We all know the Ogier saying, "Can I get a holler back?" You guys have this weird, like, manic positivity around the most fraught relationship in your group today. And at a certain point, I think you're walking up at the front with Tal and sort of looking over and just trying to. You feel like Tal's looking at you, but every time you look over. Yeah, exactly like that. And you're in the back with Lior, and Lior is kind of looking at you. I don't think you're making any effort to hide it. You're just frowning.
Just staring like grill in the back of pages.
But you guys are walking quite a bit ahead. Like, you're all within sight of each other, you know. But you in the front start to hear, these two are maybe 100 feet behind you, but you start to hear like the sounds of like loud metallic marching coming from the north towards you. Not like a huge group, but the sounds of like loud armored marching.
Is there like a crest? Is there a hill or something?
Yeah, it looks like you guys are climbing a hill currently, and there is it looks like it peaks right in front of you, and over the top of that is where you can hear this sound.
How's the landscape around us?
Pretty wide open, man.
Is it a steep enough hill that I can like army crawl to?
Make me a perception check if you don't mind.
No bueno. 7.
Doesn't really seem like there's necessarily a way to get up and get around it. And point of order, they're marching towards you. The sound is coming towards you.
We should.
Yes.
We kind of like scuttle back to you guys. There's people coming and they sound like they're wearing metal and they're marching, and that's them. That's them right there.
You two take the lead, and I'm just gonna put up my hood
So I might
and
put
kind
up
of
my hood and go, oh shit, sorry.
and kind of drop back a little bit, just so that there's. Yeah.
And at
Leo,
this
sit down.
I'm not gonna sit down on the road. This is from the side.
At this point, now you see these armored figures walking over the top and making a point of seeing you. And at first you have this momentary panic as the light behind them of the sun sort of obscures what their appearance is. But then you notice a flag that one of them is carrying, a red banner with 3 pointed stars, which you know, and I think you all know to be the flag of Gildan. And you see this group of what looks to be 12 to 15 soldiers of Gildan who see you on the road and are marching directly towards you, have noticed you.
Stay to the side of the road, single file, follow me.
Who?
We'll travel off to the side of the road. So if they're traveling on, like, we're not even on the road, we're like off the side.
Yeah.
We're going to make our way until they get to be about, I don't know, 50 feet, 60 feet away. And then I'll just, like, stop. And we'll just stop by the road.
Yep. And as
like-
they're...
Full dancing on tiptoes, being like,
as they are passing by, you do see that once you stop, they are also, the one in the lead is putting up a hand and walking straight towards you. The rest of the group has stopped, and the lead soldier is walking towards you.
Tal straight up salutes. As she's seen her brothers do.
Yeah, fully salutes.
With like the silliest smile on her face.
Yeah. And soldier comes over and goes, "At ease." And looks at the group. At ease. You can stop. No.
Yes, sir. Going to parade rest.
And very normal should be, but is looking at you with great confusion. Has a double take absolutely at seeing you, but has also been walking up to you, sees you, Lior, but is more just an appraising nod and looking at the rest of you and goes, "These are dangerous times to be on the road. To where do you travel?"
We're heading north.
I head to the capital.
You're heading north?
Yes.
North how?
On the road.
North.
The capital, sir. We're going to the capital. I'm going to join the army.
You're going to join the army? How old are you? 9?
14? And everyone needs someone to, lead their horses and help with their armor and get water when they're thirsty.
Okay, which army are you declaring for? Looking at you. Are you declaring for the country, or are you declaring for North?
Gildane, of course.
And he says, he hears Gildane, and he goes, "It's Hicks!" And already coming forward, you see 2 figures from the pack of soldiers, like, break rank and, like, push ahead. And you see 2 fairly scrawny-looking soldiers, even in their armor, running forward and looking remarkably alike to one another and going, "Oh, so someone's around from our part of the country. From our part of the country that knows the real name of this country is Gildane." And
It's Gildane.
and
That's where we live.
and the other one goes in the exact same voice, goes, "Lieutenant Strand, we've been telling you, it is Gildane, and it's actually quite bad to correct our pronunciation of this." And he goes, "Look, I just need you to confirm that this person has the same dialect and is not some traveler from outside." And you look and you see these 2 goofy-looking, identical faces, and you recognize your brothers Cyrus and Otto, twin brothers patrolling outside Jehannah with the Legion of the Wall. And they go, "Gildane? Who's out here saying
Tal!
Tal?
Tal!
And Otto elbows Cyrus and goes, "Tal! Oh my gosh! Our little brother Tal!"
That's me!
Oh, Lieutenant Strand says, "I thought we'd already seen all of you." But no, we got another one. We got another brother.
8 brothers, 3 sisters.
8 brothers and 3 sisters. Cyrus looks like he's furiously doing addition and subtraction, but Otto is more confidently going, "Yep, that's brother number 8. Oh, Tal, we thought we never thought we'd see you here, but here you are."
I know I was supposed to wait for 16, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, and you see Cyrus and Otto come over, and they go to, like, give you a hug, but then, like, think of, like, what would bros do? And they're like,
I start, like, beating on their shoulders.
yeah. And Lieutenant Strand goes, "Okay, so you're absolutely one of them. Traveling to the capital to join the military like every single other of the prodigious family of your father, the farmer. Okay, yeah.
Except for Toby, but he was hit with a stupid stick or something.
Toby hit with the stupid stick, and sort of like all in unison, Lieutenant Strand says this, and Otto and Cyrus go like, "Yeah, he hit with the stupid stick." And he goes, and they go, "How are you traveling with an Ogier?" "Hello, sir."
We met in a town while I was traveling. There's some sketchy people on the road, Captain Strand, let me tell you.
I'm aware of the sketchy people on the road.
These aren't them though. They helped me from the sketchy people on the road.
We're technically off the road.
That feels like a weak technicality.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, seems like it. These are funny times and good for jokes, for sure. Well, you know, we have to patrol the road because of the crazy people out on the road. What brings you, Sir Ogier? Sorry.
Ogier?
Yep.
I come at the bequest of Lady Aloran.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine. You'll have to speak with her. I don't know that your project will remain the same, but certainly stonework is required in the city.
What do you mean?
Let's just say the function of your job might be less geared towards interior design and more towards
Fortification?
That's a good word for it. Yeah.
Really? Have the walls started to fall down? It's only been like 6-7 months?
6-7 months.
Since the letter.
Right. Does he know that there's like a whole war going on?
Do you know that there's a whole war going on?
I mean, I heard there was, a little bit of strife.
Cyrus leans towards you very sincerely and goes, "There's a whole war going on."
Oh, now I get it.
Right.
All right. Well, I will speak with Lady Aloran when I get to the capital then.
Okay. Well, strange companions. I didn't know you farmers had such friends in high places, if you'll pardon the pun.
Total accident. Sweet fella.
Seems like it. Yeah. You not phased, Lieutenant Strand. He's seen Ogier before. But Cyrus and Otto go, "Listen, Tal." While Lieutenant Strand is sort of talking to you, Cyrus and Otto go, "I know that you are absolutely of age, but that's not the problem for joining the military. But you might be in luck. Felix?
Yeah?
Felix is working very much in the recruiting branch."
Felix and Iris are the two who know that I went.
What?
So Iris sent Felix a letter, and then she explained it to Toby.
Okay, so
Or
Felix...
she said she would explain it to Toby. I was gone by the time that happened.
In any case, you might have a chance in terms of clearing up some paperwork. You might be able to sneak in. Felix might be able to help you out with that. He'll probably be in the castle grounds, which if you have an in with your tall friend over here, that might work for you. And Cyrus is going, "You know, I always said we should have had one more brother, and so this is just." And Otto's like, "She's not actually a guy, you moron." On the back of the head. Ah!
I whack them both upside the head. I am your little brother.
Okay, you're our little brother. And we're so... And
Pleased.
Yeah, we are happy to see you. We are happy to see you. How's Mom and Dad?
Surviving, Dad's getting old. Toby's taking over more of the responsibility.
Oh God, that's worse than Dad getting old.
Well, right.
Toby.
He's a good farmer.
Yeah, he's a good farmer, but sometimes it feels like the sheep herd him, if that makes any sense.
I think Iris told me she was going to take over the sheep herding after I left.
That seems smart.
Paige lets out a whimper. She hears
At this point, they're going like, "Hey, anyway, how's old Byron doing?" Millen, and they go, "Sir." He goes, "We have to keep moving." They go, "Aw." The other soldiers, and you hear like a from back there, and they go, "All right, Tal. Well, hopefully you're on patrol soon, huh, brother?"
See you guys soon. And I give them like noogies with their helmets.
Yeah, you reach way up,
And like tiptoes.
Yeah, and Otto sort of like gets out of the way enough, but you fully spin Cyrus's helmet around, and though the back of it's in front of his head, he's like, "Ah!"
Well, this army stands no chance.
And Lieutenant Strand and the rest of his very orderly men pick up Cyrus and Otto, who fall back into rank and are in formation. And he goes, "Do yourselves all a favor, travel straight to the city, no stops."
Sir, yes, sir.
Again, you're not part of anything yet. You don't...
I'm practicing.
Okay. At ease. Please get them safely to the city. Please. Onward, and they march off.
Those were the two brothers in the story.
Oh.
I thought that was just code word. That was brothers, actually.
Yeah.
Should we rescue them?
No, why? They joined the army.
Good for them.
The same as all my other brothers, except for Toby, because he's running the farm. Bless you.
And that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. That has been the plan the whole time.
But now that I see it, I don't like it very much.
Why?
Girls go to the tower, boys go to the army.
No, you're confusing two different stories.
Okay,
One,
thank God.
girls go to the tower,
Right.
and boys don't channel.
Right, where do they go then?
There's a look in her eyes that says, "Don't make me answer that question."
he needs guidance.
They don't channel.
Exactly. They fight.
No, if you grow up on a farm, if you're a girl, you marry a farmer. If you're a boy and you're not the oldest, you go to the army. Two separate.
Let's see, I've combined them different. But you're still joining the army, Tal, and I don't like it.
Why? All my other brothers joined except for Toby because he's running the farm.
That's fair. It's just a big responsibility. You're young. Even your other brothers were older than you.
Yeah?
That's part of my point. Anyway, that was it. It's not a big deal. Don't make it one. And I just...
As you guys...
I think someone's going to miss their squire.
But Gildan has to defeat the false dragon. We're at war. Kind of take off.
That cackle was in character.
Sal will kind of take off after Dirk, kind of giggling and be like, "But war."
Just absolutely baffled at this joyful declaration. We're at war with, like, it's topical right now, cocaine bear eyes. And cresting this hill, you guys follow Tal. As Tal, you get up to the top of the hill and let it just like, because not super imminent and not directly in front of you, but now on the plateau that you need to be on, rounding this corner of trees up an incline, you see in the distance that you'll reach maybe at the end of the day today, a set of palisaded walls encircling a pentagonal city with that goes on for so long that you can even see some of the uphill section of the city near the back where it continues to rise. You can even see some small buildings in there. Flags fly. The area around the city itself is cleaned of crops and cleaned of trees. A clear view presents you of a bigger than anything you've ever seen, bigger than anything you've ever thought of. Behemoth metropolis with 2 small spires in the middle and 1 large spire right in the center of the city that marks the Jada Palace. As you all get your first glimpse of the capital city of Jehannah, having safely made it within sight of your target. And that's where we're going to end for today.
Oh, damn.
Paige survived another day.
I had this whole like bedtime routine. I was gonna slit your throat. It was gonna be great.
She's gonna punch me in the ankle
Yeah,
over and over.
again. You hurt your ankle walking. I mean, how are you doing?
Brush my teeth, facial cleanser, hobble Paige's ankles.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was awesome. Thank you, guys.
That was great.
Yeah.
We made it. We've been talking
Sorry
about...
that I'm sick.
We've been... thank you for powering through this cold.
there it is.
Oh,
So
my gosh.
juicy.
You were so good about it the whole time.
But now it's done.
What's the opposite of ASMR?
It's just been getting worse all night.
This journey we've been talking about since session 1, we finally made it to the capital city of Jehannah, where it's all happening. Or is it? Or isn't it? We'll find out next time when the next session airs next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on this channel, with the podcast format shortly following that, wherever you listen to podcasts. Until then, my name's Brad, I've been your DM, and thank you for watching Who's Taking Watch? The Dragon's Might.
I'm Zach and I played Dirk.
He did it! Last time this group met up, you guys were on the road, in the process of making your way to the capital of Gildan, Jehannah, for the purpose of pursuing various interests that you all have. It was also somewhat convenient because you had attracted the unwanted attention of a group of Children of the Light, one legion of Lord Captain... Victor, you fucked me! I saw your mouth move! You ran past me!
Oh man! I was not expecting it.
I think for 3 seconds, Brad tried to hold it together. There was so much power.
Why? Did we just listen to this cat?
Oh my god, it changes every time I press it. Sometimes
Holy
it changes,
cow.
sometimes it doesn't.